Welcome to Let's Connect with Dr. D. In this episode, you will meet an amazing young woman who will share with you her story with moving from being a certified plumber to writer and entrepreneur. If she could do it, so can you.
Yeah, yeah. Have respect for life, respect for life.
Today, my guest would share with you her story as a means to inspire you and to assist you with transforming your life and to see the possible in the impossible. Today, I welcome to Let's Connect Yzanne Williams Chance.
Pleasant good day. Thank you.
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, wonderful. So, I was reading your biography and I saw, where you had in there that you come from a small town in Tobago. Tell me about that and what it was like growing up there for you.
Okay, I'm from the village of Montgrace. That's in the area of Providence, Lekito Road. Um, Siblings of 9 persons, along with my parents.
That's a
We grew
large
up
family, 9 persons.
nine kids, 9 kids, and our parents make it 11. Um, it was nice growing up, going to the river, having fun, washing, playing in the rain, pitching marble, catching crayfish. It was a nice, very, very nice experience.
And with nine siblings or 9 children together, you all didn't even need friends. You had each
We
other.
had friends close by, but
Hmm.
it was a very tight knitted family, and everybody used to be in accordance with one another.
So, where do you fall in the nine?
Second to last.
So, you're almost the baby of the family.
Oh, actually, could say the last.
Okay. And so you would have gotten a lot of the cuddling from all the others and not just from parents.
Colin, a lot of licks.
Yes, I think we all would remember those days, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
being the last
So,
child, you can't get away with nothing much.
right. So tell me, what was schooling like for you in the area?
Well, I attended the Scarborough RC School, a Roman Catholic in those days. And then to the Signal Hill Scarborough Secondary School, sorry, and then to Signal Hill Comprehensive. The reason being, Scarborough Sec was just a 3 year school at the time, and then you had to go to Signal Hill Comprehensive to finish your education the other 2 years to do CXC. So,
And
was from
and what were you thinking about in terms of, when you were in school, what you would like to do when you leave school? What were you thinking of back then?
well, at that point in time, I wanted to do accounting, because I was doing business subjects. So I wanted to be in the accountant field or in the office, working. But apparently, I don't think that was my calling, really.
So let's go back to your community. You know, when you think about where young people are today, the kind of things that they do, and you compare it to the way we grew up back then, what would you have to say?
Well, it's a whole completely different community whatsoever, because my community was a very close knitted community where we had guys like Garnet Peters, over London, Mr. Cecil Peters. We had those older folks that used to guide the young ones. And as we know it as Block 4. So in the earlys until now, it's block 4. And then we have community events where the guys cook when they're watching football, they cook somebody's birthday, they have their little lime. And then we had a annual Christmas party, treating the kids, lighting the tree, lighting the Christmas tree, which is a long mango tree. So, it's really, really fun. Getting the knowing the children having their little toys and seeing the smiles on their faces all the way at the little Santa Claus and coming along with the toys and so forth. It's really, really nice at those days compared to now because everybody, you don't really see kids driving on the block really. If it's the block is you know, not necessarily the fun that we used to have long ago.
But they probably are preoccupied with other things now. Do you
Yeah, well,
feel
the
as
cell
if they
phones, the laptops, the iPads. It's a whole different scenario, a whole different education level compared to our level at that point in time.
do you feel that if you had grown up in this time, knowing what you experienced back then, that you will be missing out?
Not really missing out as to say that, because as I say, what happened long ago, the kids don't know anything about that at the point in time. But knowing that what we grew up with, we had fun times. We had enjoyed those
Right.
times being, in the group, going to the
So
river,
do you
having
think,
fun with
no,
the other kids.
if you knowing what you know about growing up back then, and if you had to grow up now as a child with just a computer and phones, do you feel that you would be missing out on that whole experience?
I don't think so because I think they are happy. They are happy the way they are right now. I think they accept the whole different age group, the whole different technologies and so forth. They accept that.
Yes. Yeah.
So sometimes we tell them, we used to do this, used to do that. We used to tote water, and they're like, "What? Tote water? Who
Yeah.
get me to do that?"
But
So
what
it's
do
a
all of
whole.
those things you talk about? What have they taught you, that goes with you in helping you to be who you are today? What are
Well,
some
they
things you
taught me a
learned
lot
growing up?
to do that. Um, that nothing comes easy. Everything is hard work. You have to work hard for what you want. Um, you didn't have things easy at those days. Um, Food was tough. Gardening. You used to go to the garden with your parents to grow your own food. But and you get to learn different agriculture, all different sort of things. But now you get everything store bought. You just go to the store and pick it up. They know nothing about going to the garden. That deserve to took a piece whole, you know.
COVID really has uh, probably taken us back to some of those days, because I know that people talk about the cost of food, and therefore they have started planting more within their backyard. So hopefully children are experiencing more of that now and may get, accustomed and actually begin to like it more now.
Yes, because we have young entrepreneurs that started the gardening initiative due to the COVID, and is doing quite well. So um when they studied the cost of food, the prices that went up, people started to plan a little kitchen garden and grow their little food in order to help out the situation because it's a really, really serious pandemic, really hard
Yes.
times.
Yes. Well, what I'm going to do is that we're going to take a short break, but as soon as we come back from the break, I want you to tell us about, your training as being a plumber and to, that journey to where you are today.
Okay. Always.
Yeah, yeah. Have respect for life.
We are back. And you're about to tell me about your deciding to become a certified plumber. I mean, normally you don't find women going into this field, but you decided to chart your course along that path. Tell me some more about that.
Well, from the initiative of a friend, I was asked if I wanted to do plumbing. Because that person was a plumber at the time, and he still is a plumber. So I said, I'll try it, getting into it, but I had was to go John Donaldson Technical Institute in Trinidad to do the course. And thinking, okay, just going in to learn to fit up pipes, learn how to set up the fixtures and so forth. But it wasn't that at all. It was a whole new educational background. You have to go into doing technical drawing to draw plans, to draw the whole schematic of the piping layout, mathematics, calculations. It was a whole different scenario from what I had expected it to be. So we had a group of about 15 guys and two ladies, two girls, I should say, at the time, in the class. So we had the guys helping out us girls who never did technical drawing, going through the whole process of getting the work done, getting the classwork, getting the pass, so everybody teamed together. And it wasn't like, I from Trinidad, you from Tobago, everybody came together as a team and worked together and everybody passed the subject.
And that's the way it
So
should be, eh? Working
yes,
together
it is.
as a team, very important. They say together we achieve more.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell me, after you finished plumbing, what did you do? Did you work
After
up
I
from
finished
it?
plumbing, when I used to work with Patricia Alexander, doing little catering and stuff. So after that, I entered the Tobago Culinary Festival at
So
Pigeon Point.
you didn't
Tobago
work
is
as a
Pigeon
plumber
Point.
after all of that training? You didn't work as a plumber first?
Yes, I was working with the development with URP as a plumber for 5 to 6 years. As a plumber, I was doing little side jobs. But the thing about the side jobs is that most people feel that women shouldn't be doing what they call men job or men work. So it was hard to really,
Isn't that unfortunate?
very unfortunate,
Because
and
you
it was
trained
like,
just alongside, you trained as well as any of the men out there, and you
yeah,
got
so
your
like when you call,
certification.
exactly. So when you call a price for your job, they find that that's too much money to pay and whatnot, whatnot, whatnot. And then they call another plumber to do the job. And the plumber even said call more money than what you charge when you do find out, and it's like, you didn't get the
So
job.
how
But
did that make you feel
that's
as a woman?
well, I felt a little down at the time, but I said, listen, charter my course somewhere else, you know? And after I left URP, I went into Works, Division of Infrastructure, which I'm now employed as a stores hand, and which position I currently hold as a stores hand
So then
from
how
2005.
how how did you, because you mentioned earlier that you became a chef, then how did you move from there into, being trained or working
Well,
in terms of catering?
my father was a chef at a hotel in Bacalet in the early days. Before he left, I went into police SRP and then to TNTech security, where he retired as a sergeant in the security service in TNTech. And then used to make roti and things for weddings, little parties and things. So we started off with him and then went on to Alexander and then into the Culinary Festival, um, where I entered, someone
And this
asked me
is
to
the
enter
Tobago
Tobago
Culinary
Culinary,
Festival that used to be
which
held
was,
at Pigeon Point,
yeah,
yes?
yeah.
Okay.
And I won second place for the first time, and I got a course to do a course in at THTI. Went another time, won another course. So actually, after winning those two prizes, I did the two courses. I won again. So I decided to go to the CEO and ask, can I do something else? So I was offered a certificate course, which I had completed. And after completion, I realized
So,
that
so
I
you
had
won
just
your
a few
way
more
through
subjects.
having a degree.
What? Yes, won my way through having my degree, you know. And after that, I started to do a little catering and stuff for people in between. And that's after that, getting into the Blue Food Festival while I'm doing the associate degree, getting
Well,
into Blue
before you
Food
do
Festival.
that, tell me more about your catering and perhaps tell persons how they can find you to cater for them. Because clearly you seem to be having quite a sweet hand. You are well trained and you seem to have had a lot of catering work over the years. So tell persons how they can find you.
Okay, I can be found at 636607604. Sorry about that. 6607604, 7870869, or 3544815. But also you can reach me by email, calypsogirl.ychance@gmail.com.
And so your company is called Calypso Girl.
So girl, yes it is.
Quite an interesting name. How did you come up with that one?
Knowing that we the island of soca, Calypso, not really a party fan, but
Yes.
the island of Calypso steel band. So I decided to name my phone Calypso Girl.
Okay. Very good. So you then continued from there and you moved into, you said, Blue Food.
Yes, the Tobago Blue Food Festival.
Tell me a little bit about that one.
Well, started to enter in 2004. Was my first year in competition. And that first year I came second overall in that competition. And from that, started to keep on winning prizes. And everybody was like competing for the prize of the most dishes
Do
made
you
from
remember what
dasheen.
that dish was that brought you that second place prize?
Can't remember.
But what kind of
Yeah,
dishes would you
can't
cook
remember.
in Blue Food? What kind of dishes would you come up with?
Well, one of my favorites is the dasheen kuma. I did toffee. We had sweetbread, black cake, dasheen black cake. We had sponge cake. We had sweetbread, currants roll, meat pies, pilori, ice cream, wine. You know, whole
All,
long
all
variety,
of
whole
that.
long list of
Wow.
items.
All
Yeah,
of that out of Blue
all
Food.
of them from dasheen.
Tell our listeners or viewing audience, what is Blue Food? What do we call Blue
Okay,
Food?
blue food is dasheen or taro, where the English call it taro or the Africans call it taro. It's a root crop that grow in sometimes damp areas. It's blue in color when boiled. We use the leaves as well for making our callaloo, our dasheen bush and rice, our oil dung. Um, it's a very starchy crop, and we use that as our base ingredient for all our products.
Okay, good. Now, I have one question for our audience before we head into our our short break. I want you to put a comment in there if you know the answer. What time of year is the Tobago Blue Food Festival held in Tobago? And so we will be right back with that question. I hope you can answer that question for us. Put it in our comment section. We'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah.
along the way, I continue to be amazed at, how you come up with your ideas, because you shared that after coming out of, Blue Food Festival, you went into another area. Share with us, that part of your journey.
Well, not actually coming out of Blue Food Festival or a byproduct of Blue Food Festival. I started my cookbook, Taste of Tobago Blue Food Recipe Cookbook. Um, Up to date, I've sold over 2,000 copies from 2013 when my book was launched. And it was launched on behalf of the 15th anniversary of Blue Food Festival. So after 15 years, I decided to write this cookbook. And it all inspired from, patrons coming asking for recipes and so forth. So I decided to, put things together and get down into the business of creating a cookbook so I can
And so
sell
you
these
said
recipes to patients.
you sold 2,000 copies so far. That means that you have basically taught at least 2,000 families across the world how to cook blue foods at home. That is
Yes,
quite an
yes,
impact. Quite an
yes, it is.
impact. Yes. So, what kind of recipes can persons look forward to in the recipe book?
Okay, the recipe book consists of 63 recipes along with pictures, corresponding pictures to some of the recipes. And we have appetizers to main course, like we have dasheen chips, dasheen cupcakes, banana bread, ice cream, drinks like punches, sorbets. We also have oh God, sorry. We also have like little finger foods as we call appetizers. So you have the codfish balls, you have dasheen cheese balls, which is apparently dasheen um combined with your seasoning and crushed together, and you place your cheese in the middle and fold it up back and deep fry.
I almost feel like my mouth is watering.
Yes, very much so. I as well.
You know, I never thought you could get 60 plus recipes out of just that dasheen, or, I guess other people would call it taro. But 60 odd recipes coming out of this, whether it is you drink it, you eat it, you use it as a dessert, you use it as a snack. I mean, that's amazing.
Well, apparently I
Really
have
amazing.
150 something recipes, but I choose 63 out of those recipes to put into the cook.
So when are we getting the part two of it? Because I mean, if you shared only 60 something, then we're missing out on the rest of them. So I'm assuming that you're going to be doing part two to share the rest with us.
Yes, I really want to do part two, getting the funds and so forth. I really want to go into part two.
Yes. Now, I want to ask, what kept you motivated and focused throughout your journey of, writing a book? How long did it take for you to write?
It took apparently a year and a half to get the whole book together, getting the recipes, doing the trial and errors, um getting the pictures done, the whole drafting up of the book, the whole design, the creative design and everything, getting it printed, getting it credited and all of that. So it actually took about a year and a half. With sometimes you're trying to give up, you're thinking about giving up because due to the long nights and thing, you're working on this thing, going, and you think about it. Oh gosh, I'm tired. But you know, through by the grace of God, motivating, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. You keep that motivation going, and the success is gonna come.
Very good. And, for someone out there who feels like they are stuck in their, career or their job, and they want to do something different with their lives, but they're perhaps afraid, what would you tell them?
Um, if you want to change from like thinking about you're in a career right now and you're thinking about going to do something else and don't know how to go about it, I say do the research, talk to people about it, talk to friends. Or you don't have to be, friends, can I say friends kind of lead you astray sometimes. But you do all the research.
But sometimes they
Um
could keep you on a good path. They don't
yes,
always
sometimes
lead you
yes,
astray.
that was
The
it.
right
Sometimes,
friends.
sometimes they, it's a vice versa. And you weigh your pros and cons, and it's not bad to change from career to career, because sometimes you're in a career and you're thinking, this is not working for me. I'm not achieving my potential. I'm not achieving my goal that I want to be aiming at. So you try something else. You try the next one you have in line, and just keep on that path and work hard towards it. Do all the teamwork, do all the um getting to know what are the processes and everything that you need to do, and go for it. Because that could be a breakthrough to life. That could be a breakthrough to everything you want in life.
Yeah, that's some really good advice. Now, given your upbringing, the way you described all the fun and the experiences you had growing up, what do you think you brought from that uh, to assist you in, becoming the person you are now?
The idea that you have to work for what you want, you have to work hard to achieve your goal. Because my mom and dad didn't have it easy with us growing up. It was a tough life um, growing up, and we had was to work for what we want. It had nobody quitting. You had was to be there. You have to be determined. And with the push of the both of them, my father now deceased. With the push of the both of them, it was rewarding. It was very, very rewarding.
That's good. And, for the person out there um, who wants to write a book, what would you tell them where to start?
First, get the information of what you want to write your book about. If it's a biography, if it's a recipe, if it's some story, like we have kids now doing little storybooks. Um, think about it. Think about it hard. Get the research on what you want to write about, what you want to do. Research on like what it is what you think is going to profit to other patrons, or what information is going to give to other patrons concerning the topic and the whole information of what is in the book. Do all the researches, write down, make sure you jot down everything that you need to know, and you go into full research and do what you have to do, and go for it all the way.
That's right. Go for it. And that's a great way to end on this topic. So, Yzanne, I really want to thank you so much for sharing your story. And hopefully, it will inspire others to transform their lives and to see the possible in the impossible. So, thank you again for being here with us. I want to take this
It was my
opportunity to
pleasure.
thank my sponsor, the Omada Center. My last wardrobe, the last episode, my wardrobe was from Karen Jonas and earrings by Camille Khan. Today, my scarf is from LynPlus, Exclusive Designs. My earrings are from Nolan, Culture Kraft, styling by House of Abeje, and set decor by SIRO Home. and music by The Postman. So thanks again for staying with us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also check for notifications so you can be advised when we are on every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you next week.